around the corner. March is almost over. April, the next month.
We had warm double-digit weather.
Isn't that nice?
When you're in Canada, you have a great appreciation for that.
You do. Yeah, the sun's up way longer. I woke up feeling a little hungover.
Food hungover?
Oh my goodness. You know that I like food. And last night we found a Jamaican place. Would it be Jamaican? Southern Jamaican? Caribbean. Oh my goodness. And we had the fried chicken. We had the other chicken. We had the shrimp. I had a Jamaican patty.
Jerk chicken.
Oh my god. It was so good. It was
Mac
so
and
good.
cheese.
Oh my goodness. All right. No wonder I felt. And you said, you said to me at nighttime, you said you should take some heartburn medication. And I was like, no, I feel fine.
After I took heartburn medication.
Yeah. I didn't feel so fine all through the night. I love that food though. It's good food.
It's very good.
Yes. All right. Let's get our morning devotional on.
Okay. We're going to read from Melody Beattie. Letting go of being a victim.
Oh no.
It's okay to have a good day. Really. It's okay to be doing okay and to feel like our life is manageable and on track. Many of us have learned as part of our survivor behaviors that the way to get attention and approval we want is to be victims. If life is awful, too difficult, unmanageable, too hard, unfair, then others will accept, like, and approve of us, we think. We may have learned this from living and associating with people who also learned to survive by being a victim. We are not victims. We do not need to be victimized. We do not need to be helpless and out of control to get the attention and love we desire. In fact, the kind of love we are seeking cannot be obtained that way. We can get the love we really want and need by only owning our power. We learn that we can stand on our own 2 feet, even though it sometimes feels good to lean a little. We learn that the people we are leaning on are not holding us up, they are standing next to us. We all have bad days. Days when things are not going the way we'd like, days when we have feelings of sadness and fear. But we can deal with our bad days and darker feelings in ways that reflect self-responsibility rather than victimization. It's okay to have a good day too. We might not have as much to talk about, but we'll have more to enjoy. God, help me let go of my need to be a victim. Help me let go of my belief that to be loved and get attention, I need to be a victim. Surround me with people who love me when I own my power. Help me start having good days and enjoying them.
Amen. Good thoughts. I know you have probably a lot on this one. What I thought of is, and I never put it together, but victimization brings me to entitlement. And I've had problems with entitlement my whole life, even as a kid, that I didn't feel anything was fair and I had to go get mine and earn mine. And so then I remember in early recovery that I could easily in my heart be a victim because I am such a early recovery people and everybody should be helping me out. But the reality is people were helping me out and standing shoulder to shoulder with me. And really, that's really what I wanted. But I just want a handout and I want to be praised. I want to be lifted on your shoulders and go like, look how good John Rubies doing. Oh my goodness. He stayed sober for a year now. Yay. and, you know, always going like, I'm doing so good, but no one's really acknowledging me, but it's not true, but it's part of my addiction that takes me back to being entitled to drink.
Yeah, I think I realized last year that I was trying to figure out, I'm very comfortable in my story, right? We've told our story for years now. And, you know, it's a story of like redemption and rescue and new life. And it's an amazing story. But then like I was getting stuck in cycles of thought patterns about like, kind of like these little negative stories. And so if I would say it out loud, it would feel silly. And I'd be like, oh, that's not such a big deal. You know, it's just because of like all of these different things that life feels really heavy. But if I talked about each of them individually, it was no big deal. Mm-hmm. But then what I started to realize is actually, no, like I am stuck in, I don't really use the word victim very often, mm-hmm. but what I can resonate with is like, I had a lot of self-pity. And self-pity was like thinking about myself all the time. Like everything's actually about me.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of like, someone chooses to do something or not do something and that's their choice and that's about them, I personalize it like, oh no, they probably didn't like what I said, or they didn't like, what we're doing, or, and
When it
so,
gets caught up
and then
in
I
your
make it about
thinking.
me. And so I realized like that. So for me, one part also really stood out. Hopefully I finished that thought. But one other part that stood out was there's days when things aren't going the way that we like, where we have feelings of sadness and fear, but we can, deal with those days. Oh yeah, she said it's okay to have a good day too. We might not have as much to talk about, but we'll have more to enjoy. And I've realized like I talked a lot in my life. I talked a lot, but I didn't necessarily speak my truth.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've realized in the last year is actually I don't need to talk as much. I can sit and I can sit in quiet. I can actually sit with my own thoughts, and I can sit with other people's thoughts, and I have comfortable silence with some friends now. I talked a lot. It's like I was just so consumed with the chaos of my life in the early years.
Yeah.
All through my life, I was so consumed with the chaos of my life and like so desperate for peace or serenity or relief that it's like talking brought this like false sense of relief.
And the talking's all in here to begin with. So then the characteristics of the victim is self-pity, entitlement, and then even gossip, because I'm letting everybody know how hard I have it and how bad I have it and what I'm not getting met. Those kind of characteristics, but it doesn't eliminate real victimization. Because but in recovery I can't stay in that way, because God is my victor, and I can't stay in being a victim, because it's going to always lead me back to the ease and comfort of my addiction.
And I heard a therapist like say a really good thing about that too, of like, yes, there's absolutely 100% like trauma, and there are many people who've been victims of abuse of many different kinds. And this isn't to detract from that, but at a certain point, we're adults. At a certain point, we, as adults, we can seek healing, we can receive healing, and then we're no longer a victim.
Well, and that's the beautiful thing about recovery. It actually, you get to lay that on the table and let God heal it. And there's nothing you can do. We believe that there's nothing you can do against it and spiritually, but you need the power of God to actually heal those wounds and come into that part of you that was actually victimized. And anybody that's in addiction, we are victims. Like, you were victimized by my addiction. I felt robbed by addiction, and I come out of it 15 years later, and I owe $80,000 in debt. I haven't seen kids, and I feel like I've been victimized by alcohol. So going through the recovery process actually brings you out of being a victim and being a victor. And then at the end of the day, you got your hand held up. Ding, ding, ding. I'm the victor. Let's go for jerk chicken. All right, friends. Let's meditate on today. How we, even today, I can go through my day and still identify ways that I feel victimized. I can get stuck in self-pity. I can get stuck in entitlement. And so those are signs of I'm still living out of my victimness.
Yeah. And I think that there's, many small ways, and even just staying engaged in some sort of community or some sort of healing journey, whatever way we choose, whether we choose through 12 steps or therapy or, but some sort of intentional process that actually that is like such a huge step of getting out of that mindset.
Yeah. So if you're struggling with that today, we have our LifeLab 17 session program online. You can become a member. And then every Wednesday at noon Eastern, we have our All Addictions Open Share meeting. Our friend Joanne speaking at this one. So tune into those things. Until next time, have a great day. Wash your hands and keep the peace and be of good behavior.
Thank you for joining us.